What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Wildcat MTG. My name is Ian, and I'll be your host for today. The Brothers War set booster box. We're going to open up another one of these today, and some fun stuff to talk about with this set. Overall, the set seems to have a really high approval rating. People seem to like it. I know I do. There's some really fun mythics to pull. Obviously, a huge artifact presence, which makes the set a little bit stronger as well. Honestly, there's still some mythics I'm still hunting for, some that I haven't opened yet. So it's kind of what I'm on the lookout for today. A few mythics in particular, but there's kind of a, I want to do a breakdown of the set, kind of talk about where it's at right now. So with that being said, why don't we go ahead and dive on in and let's crack some packs. Okay, so as of the filming of this video, set booster boxes. Again, kind of holding pretty strong. Still sitting at around about 110 per box right now, give or take a few bucks. And what you need to know is that prices on the singles, other than the artifacts, which was to be expected, I think that was a fair assumption, is that with the huge artifact presence, just how many you're getting, how often they appear, that those were going to sink in price. But I don't know. I tend to think that's a good thing. But the mythics in this set are very, very strong. So there are 23 mythics in this set, and as of right now, 9 of the 23 mythics are holding it above $10 or above, or it's just about 40%. And so the fact that you're going to pull 3, 4, maybe 5 plus mythics per box just in the non-artifacts, and while nothing is guaranteed, it kind of makes for pretty good odds of pulling something of value. All right, so we're going to start off. Our first rare is Fateful Handoff. Oh, whoa! Okay, well, pack 1, Portal to Phyrexia Foil Mythic. There we go. That is a monstrous start for us. Portal to Phyrexia is still holding strong at about, this is one of those cards, pre-sale was probably $10. People are kind of like, and then people started throwing it in decks and realizing how powerful it is. Right now, I think this is holding at about $26, so that is a monstrous first pack for us. Foil Mythic right off the bat. I've pulled a few of those. I've been really fortunate, and with the Portal to Phyrexias specifically, I think I've pulled like 3 or 4 of them. So, no complaints here. No regrets. That is one of those top-tier mythics. And obviously, we don't expect a ton of foil mythics out of a set box, so that kind of puts us above the curve to start. All right. Oh, whoa! Okay, Schematic Wormcoil Engine. 2 packs, 2 rockin' cards. So as I mentioned, the artifacts in general, there's so many of them that a lot of them have sunk in price. But if you were going to pull something, really it's Mox Amber and Wormcoil Engine. Those are the cards you're looking for, especially a Schematic Wormcoil Engine. This is probably pushing 18 to 20 bucks still for the schematic version. Another huge hit for us. Big time value out of this box so far. That's monstrous. Schematic Wormcoil Engine. Love to see it. You love to see it. All right, Sigil of Valor as our next artifact, and a Temporal Anchor as a rare, and Whirling Strike foil common. Yeah, 2 packs, 2 monstrous mythic pulls. That's huge. And what's funny is because the value of most of the artifacts are down, when I'm looking at the value of these boxes, I'm really not even leaning on that. I'm really leaning on the fact that so many of the mythics from the regular set, from the actual core set, are holding pretty good value, that you're hoping that you're kind of hoping that you pull 1 or 2 of those. All right, so we got a Charbelcher as a artifact. That's a retro frame artifact, rare, cool. Pristine Talisman, which is also a pretty good uncommon. And a Simian Simulacrum. A couple bucks, probably not reaching our normal $3 threshold. Hey, whoa, Hymn to Torak. Looks like that's our first list pull of this particular box. Hymn to Torak, that's an uncommon. I think that's Eternal Masters. Man, this card is one of the few cards to come out of Fallen Empires that was just devastating. 2 mana to have your opponent discard 2 cards at random. Yeah, there we go. That's a throwback card. The other surprise is that we had normally you see pre-sale prices, and then the set comes out, and then people are opening packs, and a lot of the singles start hitting the market, and of course you see some of those prices start to dip. But we have, in this case, in this set, probably 3 or 4 instances. I already mentioned one of them with Portal to Phyrexia. I think the regular pre-sale price was, excuse me, right around $10. First transformer of the box is going to be RC, the sharpshooter. So we average about 3 of these per set box. Quicksilver amulet as a schematic artifact. Not bad. Not going to be a ton of value, but I'll put it up there because I like it. That actually is going to be a good value for us. So one of the half of the meld cards, this is the bottom half for the Mishra that melds with Mishra. And this as a rare is just because of that meld factor with Mishra. It's probably like a $4 or $5 rare at this point. One of the few rares that's actually holding really strong value. And a Psychosis Crawler. That is a retro frame artifact foil, followed by a Risen Reef. Actually, that's a pretty good uncommon as far as Core 2020. Might be only a couple of bucks off the list, but that's not bad. Psychosis Crawler is a retro frame. Pretty sweet. Actually, I don't think I've pulled any of those yet. Not sure on the value of that one offhand, but I know that the engine, that bottom half of that Mishra meld, is fetching a few bucks as well. So you know what? I'll throw that up there. The amulet, I'll throw up there. I know RC's not super valuable, so I'll put that. I just like the Transformer cards. Put him right there. Okay, there we go. Now we got some piles. Okay, there we go. So yeah, the Mythics in this set definitely holding it down. As I was kind of mentioning, you have an abundance of Portal to Phyrexia. All of the Mythic meld cards kind of started out at a lower pre-sale price and have seemed to actually climb in value since then. Foil Mechland, that's fun. I think Urza, the Mythic meld Urza, is probably up to like 35, 36 bucks. I think Mishra is closing in at roughly the same amount, maybe like 20 to 30, or excuse me, 25 to 30. All right, Lauren, the Disciple of History. Gilded Lotus in the schematic. That's probably a couple of bucks. Not bad. We'll put that up top. And we're going to get Urza's Command. I'm waiting to see if one of these commands really catches on. I think the green one is pretty good. The blue one being the only instant, you kind of think that maybe that has some legs to it, being able to play at instant speed, but I think the green command, Gaia's Command, seems like the strongest at this point. Okay, so I have yet to pull, I mean, obviously I've had some pretty good luck in this box so far, but overall I have yet to pull an Awaken the Woods or a Phyrexian Flesh Gorger, and those aren't even... Those are really valuable mythics, but they're not even necessarily the top tier mythics at this point. They are still, you know, you're not sad about pulling them. Hey, Sundering Titan, that's cool. That's a value pull. I mean, it's not a value pull, I should say, but it's a mythic artifact. So we'll throw that up top. Sundering Titan, good old Swiftfoot boots. Fortified Beachhead. Actually, I haven't pulled any of those yet. That's cool. Big soldier presence in this set. And a Latinum Adept as a foil common. Yeah, I've yet to pull the Flesh Gorger. I've pulled a pretty good number of Gixes and Myrels, but not yet any Awaken the Woods or Flesh Gorgers. So kind of hoping that I hit on one of those today. We are, needless to say, with the Portal and the Wormcoil at this point, we are ahead of the curve. All right, Cinder Maw, Flow of Knowledge, Ivory Tower in that retro frame, cool. Surge Engine, this is our third mythic of the box. Actually, it's our first non-artifact, non-foil mythic. Unfortunately, this is one of the swing and miss mythics. It's probably only a couple of bucks at this point. Demolition Field as a foil uncommon. And our token behind that. So it's our first kind of womp-womp mythic of the box. I'll put that there for now. Clear out some space here in a moment. Excuse me. Love to see an Awaken the Woods. But, you know, if you see Mishra, if you see Urza, if you see Gaia, all three of those are fetching a pretty good price at this point. And if you think about, the box price of 110, hey, cool, schematic Soul Guide Lantern. That's neat. Razor Lash Transmogrant. Levitating Statue as a foil uncommon. And a Cast Down. Remember when those were a few bucks a piece as well. A lot of removal there. So... if you think about the price of the box, you know, again, right around 110, we've already got a Phyrexian Portal that's probably 25 bucks. We'll say the Wormcoil is 18 to 20. That's basically half the box price right there, and we haven't even gotten out of the first column yet. So those are it is a top heavy product, right? So if we whiff on the Mythics hardcore, Mishra's Bauble down to a couple bucks at this point. So if you're looking to pick up baubles, now's a really good time to do so. Our second command of the box is going to be Mishra's Command this time. Foil Corrupt. I remember when that card first came out. if you whiff on the Mythics pretty hardcore, then it can get pretty messy. But again, if you're thinking, there's 23 Mythics, I think, in this regular set, not counting the artifacts, just the base Mythics. And again, I think 9 of them are $10 or more at this point. Better than average chance that you at least don't get destroyed on your box. All right, Monastery Swift Spear, nice uncommon. Quiet as Spike as a retro frame artifact rare. Next up, we've got Hostile Negotiations and a Chain Dancer, followed by nothing behind that. All right, that is our first column of the box. So throw the Surge Engine up on that pile. All right. I don't know what I'm doing here. There we go. We'll do that. We'll do kind of like a good Mythic pull and a bad Mythic pile. We are now into the middle column of the box here. So far, just between the portal and the worm coil, we're doing just fine. A lot of work to still be done, but this has the makings of a potentially very good box. All right, Symmetry Matrix, Self-Assembler, Ornithopter, Diabolic Intent, very strong rare. This is one of the, not like a ton of value in the normal base set rares, but if you're going to pull one, this is the one to pull right now. I think Diabolic Intent's still probably holding strong at around $8. So very nice pull there. And Retrieval Agent, and a blank card. Yeah, not bad. My objective when I'm opening boxes is if I can hit our first signature card of the box. Haven't actually hit any any list rares yet, so potential there as well. But my objective is generally between the Mythics and the $3 plus rares. If I can get about 80% of the box value back in just those cards alone, I'm pretty safe on most occasions that the uncommons and other rares that are $1 to $2 or $3 are going to carry the rest of the way. So that's kind of the goal, right? 80% of the box value. All right, Gixian Puppeteer and a foil Mishra's Foundry. That's the buy a box promo as well. Was the Mishra's Foundry. It comes in a really cool retro frame. This is not as cool as the original, the original Manland, if you will. It is a foil. It's actually a second foil rare of the box because we actually got the portal as well. It's not going to be a ton of value there, but I think it's still a fun card. All right, here we go. Mishra's Foundry. Meticulous Excavation, Giant Cindermaw again. Good quality uncommon. All right, we've got Springleaf Drum. Self-Assembler in the schematic. Cool. Jacasia's Welcome. Actually really like this rare. It's probably only going to be, $1 or $2, but I think it's a pretty fun card. Mishra's Domination and a Coalition Relic off the list. So there's our first list card that is a rare. This was reprinted in Time Trial Remastered, probably not carrying a ton of value. That used to be the Mana Rock in Commander, but as a 3-drop now, it's kind of been a little bit outclassed. Still, quality, still playable, but definitely doesn't carry that same automatic Auto 99. All right, there's our second signature card, our gold stamp of the box. They really upped those. Over the last couple of sets, I can tell that they're adding, instead of those being about 1 per box, now they're more like 2 or 3. Hey, Cyclonus. Our second transformer of the box is going to be Cyclonus, the Saboteur. Behind that, we've got a Precursor Golem. So there's our flipped, the Cybertronian Fighter as our... There we go. We've got a Precursor Golem as another retro frame artifact rare. Teething Wormlet. Might be only $1 or $2, but I think the card's actually pretty good. Urza Powerstone Prodigy is a foil uncommon, and that concludes that. All right, so we slowed down a little bit. We obviously came out of the gate white hot with those 2 Mythic pulls. We've slowed down a little bit since then, but we're about halfway through the box, so I'm going to start blazing through some of these. We've seen a lot of the commons and uncommons at this point. No need to focus on those. We're going to go Liquid Metal Coating. Hey, there we go. The Stone Brain. I like this card a lot. It's down to only a couple of bucks at this point, but I still think it's a really playable constructed card. Ooh, Retro Frame Howling Mind. That looks really good. That really takes me back. That's probably only a few bucks, maybe a couple of bucks. But again, Retro Frame Howling Mind. Oldie but a goodie. I used to play with that in constructed decks back in the day. I used to run, because I'm a real monster, I used to run Turbo Stasis. And that was one of the ways I would win, is just milling people out and having them outdraw their deck. And Howling Minds were a 4 of in that deck. Bushwhack. Jalem Tome. Whoa! Another Portal to Phyrexia. Let's go! Let's go! All right, so yeah, another super strong mythic here. So I pulled so many portals. I think I pulled 5 or 6 portals already. That's crazy. Non-foil this time, about 24 bucks. Huge pull right there. Battlefield Butcher. And a Joyra of the Gitu. Man, it is a Future Sight block party, apparently. 2 Future Sight rares. Unfortunately, not a ton of value there, especially after the Times Power Remastered reprint. Both of those have seen fairly recent printings, so not like a lot of scarcity there. I think she's a really good commander, but again, not a ton of value. All right, we've got Obliterating Bolt. I did see another Transformer. We have Soundwave making his first appearance. So we are up to 3 Transformers. And a Staff of Domination. You know, only a couple of bucks, but Staff of Domination is a still very good commander card, so that's cool. And a Perennial Behemoth as a regular rare. Desynchronize. And that ends that. Man, that portal's huge. Although, I'm not complaining. I promise you I'm not complaining, but I'd like to see some more variation. Really like to see a Mishra. I have yet to pull a Mishra. I have yet to pull an Awaken the Woods. I have yet to pull a Phyrexian Fleshgorger. And yes, those are all pretty valuable mythics, but I'm here to be greedy. So, all right, Geology Enthusiast as our regular rare. Astral Cornucopia as a Retro Frame artifact rare. And a Hercule's Final Meditation as another rare. So that was a 3 rare pack, actually. Followed by a Static Net foil uncommon. Unfortunately, like, none of those were, you know, uber valuable, but a 3 rare pack counting our artifact and 2 of the regular base set rares. All right. Love that Thorn of the Amethyst. Okay, here we go. We've got Battlefield Butcher, this time in the regular. We've got an Ichor Wellspring as our retro artifact. Stasis Coffin as our artifact rare for the pack. And a Dwarven Forge Chanter. So we kind of whiffed on the list, right? We might be good for one more pull off the list. This box could have been like uber good if we had hit something good off the list. Yeah, there we go. It's our 3rd signature card, gold signature of the box. Who's asking for that? Like, are people out there trying to complete sets of that? It's so weird to me. I don't understand why they did it to begin with, but it's a topic, another conversation for a different day. All right, No One Left Behind. Well of Lost Dreams as another retro frame artifact rare. Unwinding Clock, neat. Sign of the times here. So Unwinding Clock, which is traditionally like a $12, $13 card, this is right now only about $3 for the regular retro frame version in this set. Super affordable. Put that up there though. Oh, hey, Arcane Proxy. Not one of the home run mythics, but I guess like kind of the better of the lower tier mythics, if that's a thing. This is probably, I'm gonna guess, around $4. I actually kind of like the card, but not one of the super valuable ones. All right, Overwhelming Remorse. Okay, so now we are at 7 mythics. We're hitting into our last column. No borderless cards yet. No lands yet. The lands in this set, I know there's only like 4 of them as the allied pain lands, but they are very tough to come by. Like, exceedingly tough to come by. And yet, they're still super cheap. All right, let's see here. We've got our Cave Guard, Foundry Inspector, Transmogrant's Crown, okie dokie. And we've got our Veterans Power Blade, and that is it for that pack. Okay. Show me the Mythic Spice. Although, who am I kidding? Double Portal to Phyrexians. That's more than 50% of the box value there. All right, Hulking Metamorph. Good old Millstone. Good old Millstone. Thran Spider. And Scrapsmith. And nothing. A little bit of a dry patch. So no borderless cards. No pain lands yet. What else? There we go. There's another foil mech land. Cool. All right. Skip. Calamity's Wake. Lay Down Arms. Heavyweight Demolisher. And Cradle Clear Cutter. Artifact's going to be Liquid Metal Coating in the schematic. Kind of nice. Not bad. Hey, Mightstone and Weakstone. That's the bottom half of Urza. Or excuse me. Urza. Yep. So that's probably a few bucks as well. Scrapwork, Cohort, and a Druid's Call, an uncommon out of Odyssey. Enchanted creatures dealt damage. Its controller puts that many squirrels into play. Interesting. It's actually a fun uncommon. That screams Squirrel Tribal. Yeah, there's the bottom half of our meld of Urza. Again, those, just because they're the bottom half attachments and people are wanting to meld those legendary creatures. Those are carrying a little bit of value as well. The Might Stone, Weak Stone's probably about, I don't know, I'm going to guess like between $3 and $4. But it certainly helps with value. All right, we've got our Dragon Engine. Psychosis Crawler as the Retro Frame rare. Chromatic Star. Legions to Ashes. And an uncommon Gaia's Courser. And that is it. All right, we've got about 6 packs left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. 6 packs left. Hopefully at least one more good Mythic would really help put this box over the top. Gives us an opportunity to actually be over the price of the box without even getting down to the nitty gritty, which is always sweet. Soul Guide Lantern. Brotherhood's End. Actually, quality removal. Kind of like this as a modal card. Very nice. Probably this might actually be pushing closer to $3. I don't know. Sardian Cliff Stomper. And that is it. Okay. Come on. Does not want to come out. All right, here we go. Also, room for one or two more artifact hits. We've been quiet there for a little while as well. Urza's Workshop. Elsewhere Flask. Deathbloom Ritualist. And Conscripted Infantry and a Kite Shield. Kite Shield. Okay. I haven't seen that card in forever. It's probably going to just about do it for the list unless we get really lucky, but it's kind of struck out on the list. All right. Splitting Power Stone. Chromatic Lantern. Very nice. You know, this is another example of a card that is usually sitting just around like $10 or $8 to $10. And right now is only like $2 or $3. Ornithopter. Hey, Mishra. It's the rare version, but it is Mishra. Mishra, Tamer of Makfawa. Rust Goliath. And that concludes that. All right, 3 packs left. Oh, man. Overall, I already know that we did well in this box just because of the foil mythic quality and a couple of the other mythics we hit, but I'd really enjoy something putting us over the top here. All right, Take Flight. Corrupt. Dreams of Steel and Oil. Mystic Forge. All right. You know, probably $3 at this point, but it is a Mythic Retro Frame artifact. Followed by Kayla's Reconstruction. Followed by a Recommission. Actually, a really quality foil common. If you haven't read that card, I would take a look at that. Foil common Recommission. 2 packs left. We did hit another Mythic, so, you know, no complaints. All right, here we go. Transmogrant Altar. Blitzwing. Hey, we had a fourth Transformer of the box, didn't we? Yes, we did. Okay, that's cool. And a Bone Saw. Followed by a Hall of Tagsin. I have so many of those already. Okay. And a Reconstructed Thopter. And that concludes it. All right, last pack of the box. Interestingly enough, aside from taking away, because 4 of our Mythics are the Retro Frame artifacts, only 3 set Mythics. Only 3 Mythics from the actual set. So there's a possibility we hit another one here still. All right, here we go. Big finish. Last pack magic. Junkyard Genius. Elsewhere Flask in the schematic. Draconic. Well, we did hit another Mythic. All right, Draconic Destiny. A huge card in Limited. Very hard to beat once you get this card out in Limited, but not like a huge value otherwise. Draconic Destiny. And we're going to conclude with a Hoarding Recluse. And that concludes our box. Overall, honestly, this is actually still a really strong box. I still didn't end up hitting Mishra or Awaken the Woods or Phyrexian Fleshgorger, but Wormcoil Engine in the schematic, Foil Portal to Phyrexia, regular Portal to Phyrexia, Arcane Proxy, Diabolic Intent, really strong box overall. I'm liking this set a lot, and the value is surprisingly good. Again, just a little top-heavy with Mythics, but it really only takes 1 or 2 of the Mythics to help make up the box value very quickly. That is my video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, do me a favor. If you're not subscribed already, hit the subscribe button for me, hit that like button for me, and by all means, drop me some comments. I appreciate each of you. Thank you so much, and be well, everybody.